Hey, this is Seleucids bringing you another commentary video for Rome Total War, and I am playing as the Britons. My ally, which is zentar, is playing as the Germans, and the enemy is commanded by Wish, who is playing the Seleucids, and I'm Galore playing as the Macedonians. Now Wish has 1 militia cavalry, 4 cataphracts, 4 archers, 4 pikemen, 3 silver shield legionnaires, and 1 scythe chariot, and 1 Greek cavalry. The Macedonians have 9 pikemen, 4 credents, 4 companion cavalry, 1 general bodyguard. And then my ally, which is the Germans, have 2 berserkers, 4 Gothic cavalry, 3 spear warbands, 10 chosen archer warbands, and 1 peasant. Now I skipped ahead because it was just us moving into place. Now for my army I have 2 warbands, 4 heavy chariots, 2 druids, 6 head hurlers, and 5 chosen swordsmen. Now the Macedonian player is making a move with his companion cavalry and his general cavalry, and they're moving to go take out my allies' archers. Now I'm making a movement to keep on my head hurlers on a hill and be able to throw their heads down at the enemy, and my chariots are going out trying to lure the cavalry away from the support of his main army. My ally playing the Germans attacks the cavalry of the opponents, ends up routing a cataphract and chasing the other ones away, and that's a close-up. Now the enemy Seleucids are kind of disfigured in their position, and they charge up 1 unit at a time. And this unit is of silver shield legionaries. Oh, there goes my allies' general. But that unit of silver shield legionaries is already depleted thanks to head hurlers throwing their heads. And that's a head hurler missile look like, but they're just devastating the enemy army. So the Seleucid silver shield came up on my head hurlers, but head hurlers also make as a good infantry type, so they'll hold out. Now I just routed a silver shield pikeman unit, and there's his general, and soon after this head hurling and that reinforcements of 2 berserkers arrive, and they chase away the silver shield legionnaires, and they go after the general unit. Now I'm holding off the Macedonians from advancing. There goes the Seleucid general, and here comes in a suicide charge, and I'm going to cut ahead here in a bit. And after taking out the Seleucid army, I have surrounded the Macedonian player, who is in a new box. And my ally, who has still some archers left, are going to rain arrows upon the backs of the enemy pikemen unit. Now I'm going to surround them further with my head hurlers and warband. My chosen swordsmen are moving up. The Macedonian archers have been neutralized completely, which means we can move freely around him and not worry. All we gotta worry about is his cavalry right now. But his cavalry shouldn't do much because I have warband and chosen swordsmen, which are heavy unit. So I should be able to hold him off, and my ally should be able to hold him off with his 3 spear warband units. Now he's going to try to tighten up the gaps in his noob box with his general right in the middle with his cavalry. That unit's depleted from archer fire. There's the enemy general who is taunting us by sitting right in the middle of that. Now skip ahead to about where we have fully surrounded them, as my chariots have been moving around to make a full encirclement. I'm going to attack this unit that is depleted from archer fire, and they are going to do their war cry and then charge into the flank of the enemy pikeman unit. And in a bit they'll rout from contact from cavalry right there from the bottom of the screen coming up, and they'll rout, and then his reinforcement pikeman comes in. My ally's cav get through to his general but end up routing when they hit the general. Now I'm going to try to pull back my 2 units just out of the range, yet keep them there as a holding unit. I'm going to attack with 2 more, and he's going to charge in his cavalry, losing his general to my chosen swordsman. I'm going to rout another pikeman unit that has been depleted. Now as you can see, I have 2 groups down there that have 1 warband and 3 head hurlers. So far we've done really well on taking out individual pikeman units. Now I'm going to attack into this flank of pikeman, but he's going to have another pikeman come in from the side to protect that flank. Here's warbands chasing after a spearman, keep making sure that they rout. He charged his cavalry into my head hurlers. Sorry about that. I rout his cavalry. My head hurlers are eating up the cavalry, and they are going to go through that gap and attack the flank of the enemy phalanx unit. And right about now my chariots are coming in, and they're going to attack the other side flank, but I should have waited to use them until they were fully secure into place, but either way it would have worked. So I pull back my heavy spearman, not wanting to do a full frontal engagement with his pikemen. Now I'm doing sorta good on this side, but my chariots rout, which is bad. I bring in 2 reserve units of head hurlers as support, and there's a 3rd one that comes dangerously close to a pikeman unit. My allies' archers are attacking the flank of another pikeman unit, and then I'm going to charge into the flank of the enemy pikeman that was already held down, and they're just going to get ate up from the head hurlers. And they are going to go down to wavering at, and then they'll soon rout. Now my ally's doing the same thing on the other side, and he's charging in, well, he's not charging, but walking in his phalanx units of spear warband units, and they're going to go 3 versus 1 against this phalanx pikeman, and they are going to push through that unit. Now I'm going to move my chosen swordsman over just a bit so I can get onto the flanks. And that unit finally routs from being overwhelmed from numbers. Now I'm going to target my head hurlers onto the next unit that's separated. I move my chosen swordsman over with three chosen swordsman unit and 1 druid as a group. Now, as you can see, my allies' pikemen have broken through the one pikeman unit, causing a big gap in his army. Even if he was to turn around and face them, he'd have chosen swordsmen on the other side. Now there's my chosen swordsmen, and they're rushing up into this gap, and they're going to go into war cry, and then they're going to charge into a flank of this spear, or the I keep saying warband, pikeman unit, and they rout before my forces can get there. Here, the enemy routs all over, and ends up causing his whole army to rout, and that was a heroic victory.